Creo Parametric 4.0, Lesson 17, Part 1. In this lesson, we're going to do the oil pan, and it's going to involve inserting some features at different points and reordering. So this is it as a completed model, and I'm going to close that. And when I start a new part, I want to make sure that I've turned on all my datum features and tags. Make sure you've gone to your model tree and turned everything on. And under options, you can go to your config and import the configuration file that we've been using for the book. Actually, I should have done this first. And then I'll go over to the sketcher here, make sure that the grid and everything is turned off. 3 decimal places should be okay. I'm not going to save it. And you'll see what happened. It actually turned my tags back on. So we want to put those back on. So I'm going to move it over a little bit. Our first feature is just like a flat plate. I'll go down here a little bit. And there's a set of drawings in here for you to see the dimensions on. And what you want to do is set up your A, B, and C, put in your materials, etc. So we're going to start off by just doing a simple plate here. I'm going to pre-select the datum plane front, which will become the datum A. I'm going to extrude, and I'm going to use the center ends for the rectangle, and I'm going to put in fillets for all corners. Like so. And I want to go up and select equal, and I want to make all of my arcs equal. Like so. And as far as the dimensions go, I'm at 12, 18, and 4. So I'm going to move these a little bit. And my dimension here is going to be 4 for the radius. This is going to be 12, and the other one's going to be 18. Like so. Right mouse button check, and I think it said 0.5 for the protrusion. It did. And there's my first feature. Now what I think I'll do is I'll go to view, and maybe I'll pick a different color to start off with. Let's go to aluminum. Won't be much different. You can try other ones. And we'll do some changes at the end anyway. All right, so my next feature is going to be an extrusion from the front here. So first of all, I'm going to go and I'm going to change my datum plane properties. And I'm going to make this the datum A for the part. I won't bother changing the other ones. I'm going to select on here for my extrusion. And I think I'll go into my sketch view. And in this case here, we're actually offsetting in from the edge -3. So we're going to click project, loop, pick the surface here. Oh, close. That's not what I wanted. Went too fast. Offset, loop, select, -3. Close. Right mouse button check. And this is supposed to be 7 inches. Middle mouse button. So I'm going to reposition a little bit. And next we're going to be cutting a portion of that off. So I'm going to go to model, extrude, remove material. I'm going to select here. And I'll go into my 2D. And if I want to turn that, and let's make it a vertical reference, this one here, like so. All right. So I'm going to go and just select my rectangle, and I'm going to click over here and here, middle mouse button. And I want to have a different dimensioning scheme, so I'm going to select from here to here, and from here to here, like so. So this one is 0.75, and I think I did the wrong thing here. No, it's okay. 4. I wasn't sure if I measured from here. I wanted to be from the bottom, and that looks okay. Check. Put your cursor over the top of the drag handle, right mouse button, both sides through all, and that's my cut. So the next one, we're going to put in a couple of rounds. Now I'm going to select this edge, hold down my control key, another edge, round, and I think it's 1.5, middle mouse button. And we're going to put a draft on here of 10 degrees. So the draft command is up here under engineering. I'm going to select the features that I want drafted, and I'm not going to worry about the right mouse button here to go to the back and right mouse button here to go to the back. I'm not going to worry about the rounds because it's a tangency. You probably can get away with even less selections than this. The draft hinges in here. I want to hinge it from the top, and I can drag this, and I want it to be 10 degrees, like so. Check. Next thing is we're going to put on a few rounds, and well, I guess I want to shell it first. So I'm going to go down here, select the bottom, and shell. It's supposed to be 0.375. You want to get this correct for the model, like so. So now we want to have another extrusion on the top, and I'm going to select this surface here, extrude, and 2D. I'm actually looking at the top, if you notice. Doesn't make any difference which way you look at it. And here I'm going to go into my project loop, select this, and since there's multiple choices here, I'm going to select until the red is what I want. And see, the red is now on the outside, and I'm going to accept that and close. And you can see the whole thing is a section. So I want to offset that same loop, and again, go to where it's going to be the outside loop, accept, and this one is supposed to be negative 0.3125. All right. Close. And now you'll see that it's just that portion that's looped. It's a section. It encloses these two loops. Check. And we want this to be 0.125, I think. Like so. And that little lip. There used to be a lip command, and there actually is, but it's hidden. It's a very old command from Pro Engineer. All right, so looks like we've got pretty much everything set to be where we want it to be. I think there's some rounds now required. So we're going to put a round on the top and on the bottom here. So we're going to start off by selecting this edge here and round, and let's go to 0.125. That's fine. Go on the other side. I'm going to select in here It's going to be the same thing. And then right mouse button, add a set. So we're now on a second set. And in the book, we want to have that outside one a larger round. So this one right here. And that one is going to be different, 0.25, like so. Check. All right, now what I want to do next before I go on, I'm going to go and just change some colors just so we can view things a little bit differently. And I think I'll grab this color. And I'm just going to go in and select some of the surfaces on the inside, nothing else. That's good enough. So we can see it a little more clearly. All right. I'm going to reposition. And the next thing is, check and see if all of our rounds are complete. They are. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to put in a hole. So you can pre-select the surface if you want. And click on hole. And we are going to be using a standard hole, no thread, and it's 3/4. It's going to have a chamfer on it. It's going to be through all. And it's going to have, let's see what we've got here. All right. So we've got to position it, the offset references. And we're going to select this one and this datum plane. So it's going to be 4 inches from here, and it's going to be 5 inches from here. And we go back, you can see our countersink is a little big. So I'm just going to change it to 0.8. I can't remember what it's supposed to be. That looks better. I'll leave everything the same. So this part is getting bigger. I can select this spin center and turn it off. Now, wherever I select, it's going to spin it around that position rather than the whole model from the center of it. All right. Middle mouse button, there's my first hole. With it selected, right mouse button and pattern. And this time we're going to do the last type of pattern. One of the ones we haven't covered is table. And we're going to select the 2 dimensions that we want on the table. This one, hold down my control key, and this one. You can see them. And then we're going to edit the table. Now, this is kind of a horrible table. It's been around for an awful long time, and I surely wish they could do a better job on this, I have to admit. I don't like complaining about software because it is what it is. But in this case, this table is antiquated, to say the very least. And I'm going to go down and take a look at the table. So the table has a series of columns. It's kind of hard to see where they are. You got to click under here and take a look at them. So we're basically going to put in holes for the pattern, instances. In fact, I think I left one out in the book. I'm going to have to change that and make it an edit at the end of the chapter next time I edit it. And on the top here, it says is a little asterisk. It means it's using the same dimension as what is above here, the 4.0. So I'll put an asterisk in there. The second one is 0 inches away, and then -4, 0, -4, 8, -8, and last one I think is supposed to be 0. We'll check on that one. All right, so let's go back over here. This one is supposed to be 5, and then these will be the same as the given one. So I know this is tedious. A lot of times I just show the thing and don't bother to type it in, but today I'm being more meticulous. Okay, and I'm sure I did something wrong here. I did. So we have 5, and then we have asterisk, and then we have asterisk, and then we have -5. It's very easy to make a mistake here. -5. This is 0. This is 0. And this one should be -5, I think, for number 8. So these define the positions of the hole. You can save this and use it later. In this case here, we're just going to exit. Don't quit. Exit. And let's see what we got. Got everything but the one I missed before. So I've got, if I come out of here and check, you'll see I've got all of them in there except for I'm missing that one over there. So let's see if we can find out what went wrong. First of all, let's see what it's supposed to be. So this one should be -5 and 0. At least that's what I think it should be. So we'll go back and edit our table. So from the 4 position, let's try this. Maybe this one's supposed to be 5. No, still didn't do it. I'll have to go check my numbers. And I'm going to check on this. And what I'm going to do is I am going to open up my other part, my oil sink. And I'm going to take a look at that pattern. I want to see what I'm doing wrong with my numbers. Okay. Going back into my pattern. Hit the wrong thing. Not letting me change the pattern. There it is. Hit the wrong thing. Okay, so let's take a look at this one. What did I do wrong? Okay, so it says it's supposed to be, okay, it's supposed to be the same, not 0, and -5. All right. So we can go back and change that one. Edit the table. And this one was supposed to be asterisk. Let's see what happens. Still didn't get it. Huh. Well, I'm going to leave it for now. And the reason for that is because I don't want the lecture to get too long. So what I want to do is I want to come in here and do a little bit more work. And it's going to mean putting in elements of the, putting in features at different points. So for instance, right now, it's saying, let's go put a round on the very top here. So if I click on here and I round it, and it's supposed to be 0.5, like so. Finish it off. But if I go on the inside, I'll see that it has not propagated. See, it's an edge in here. So I want to move that new feature that I had there. And I want to do that by just taking it and dragging it in front of the shell. Now when I go over here, I'll see that I have a new propagation of that arc or that round on the inside. It's where I want it. Now, next thing is I want to put some rounds over here. But instead of doing what I just did there, I'm going to not make it and then move it. I'm just going to pick up my insert here and go above my shell. And I'm going to select, I'm going to do a couple things here. You're going to see what might happen. And it's going to round it. And it's supposed to be 0.5. But it looks a little hinky in here. So, but I'm going to just do it anyway. No, so that doesn't look that great, but so let's take the insert here and bring it back out. And we get a failure. So the shell feature does not like this. So I'm going to undo it. Now, instead, I'm going to select one edge and then round it. And now I'm going to stick in another one separate and round it. And it comes in the same way. A little bit different, but still unacceptable. So what I want to do is I want to do it in a different order. So what would happen if I put a round here first? And then I came in, I could make this the same set, a separate set, by the way, and I put in another one. By the way, you notice how this curves up now? So I'm going to select here, round, and see how it curves up? So when I take that insert and I move it down, with any luck, it will not fail. And you can see the nice smooth surface it created in here. Whereas before, it would not allow it to be shelled. So the order in which you pick is going to determine whether or not it is a good feature. And we want it to curve up like so. All right, this ends the first part.